What is the impact of armed conflict on children and vulnerable populations? In recent days, the world has been grappling with the devastating effects of armed conflict on children and vulnerable populations. Reports indicate a worrying trend. Children are increasingly caught in the crossfire of violence. This topic is timely and relevant, as many are seeking to understand the implications of these conflicts on the youngest and most vulnerable members of society. The impact of armed conflict is severe and multifaceted. Recent data shows that the number of children recruited by armed groups or subjected to violence has sharply increased. In 2020 alone, nearly 12,000 children have been killed or maimed in conflict zones globally. Incidents of sexual violence against children have also risen dramatically, including cases of gang rapes. Many children are not just victims of one type of violence but often face multiple violations at the same time. This includes abduction, recruitment into armed groups, and sexual violence. The escalation of brutality against children is alarming and calls for urgent attention. Regions most affected by these issues include Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia, Nigeria, and Haiti. In these areas, both non-state armed groups and government forces are responsible for attacks on schools and hospitals, further endangering the lives of children and civilians. Humanitarian access is often denied, making the situation even more dire. International humanitarian law, including the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict, provide special protections for children and civilians during armed conflicts. These laws explicitly prohibit attacks on civilians and the recruitment of children into hostilities. However, enforcement of these laws remains a significant challenge. Many children continue to suffer due to ongoing hostilities and a lack of humanitarian aid. The effects of armed conflict extend beyond immediate physical harm. Displacement caused by violence forces families to flee their homes, leading to malnutrition, disease, and a lack of access to basic services. For instance, in Burkina Faso, displaced families are facing dire conditions. Children are suffering from malnutrition and inadequate health care, worsened by cuts in humanitarian aid. The combination of these factors increases mortality rates among children and deepens their vulnerability. Armed conflict results in grave harm to children and vulnerable populations through direct violence, abduction, sexual violence, and deprivation of essential services. While international humanitarian law aims to protect these groups, the reality on the ground often falls short, highlighting the urgent need for improved protection measures and humanitarian support.